Hi. Well, I don't know about you, but I love cheesecakes. All kinds of cheesecakes. But I do have a favorite one, and it's the one my mother used to make. And if you're wondering what's so great about this cheesecake, well, it's made with farmer's cheese, raisins, orange zest. And believe me, it is delicious. So let's not waste any more time, and let me show you how to do this delicious Polish cheesecake. Before I go into the ingredients, I want to mention something to you. I don't know if you ever did a recipe and one time it tasted amazing and another time, well, it wasn't quite the same taste. Well, chances are you were measuring your dry or solid ingredients. It is best to weigh your solid or your dry ingredients. So to make this cheesecake, we will need 2.5 cups, 500 grams of farmer's cheese, room temperature, 4 large eggs, room temperature, 1 cup, 120 grams of powdered sugar, half a cup, 113 grams of unsalted butter, again, room temperature, 1 cup, 135 grams of raisins. Now you could use the dark ones or the golden. 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 4 teaspoons of flour, 1 tablespoon of orange zest, 2 tablespoons of either brandy, orange liqueur, or vodka. In addition, we will need 1 9-inch cake spring form. Now, if you're going to double this recipe, you will want to use a 10-inch. Using a pastry brush, we're going to butter the inside of the cake form. And I like to use unsalted butter. Then we're going to coat the inside of the cake form with some plain breadcrumbs. Now, what the breadcrumbs are going to do to a cheesecake is they're going to add a little interesting flavor and a nice coating to the cheesecake. Plus, they're going to help for the cheesecake not to stick to the sides of the cake form. And now, we're going to go ahead and bake the cheesecake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 1 hour or until medium brown. Well, I'm going to go ahead now and set my oven. Well, if you were wondering what we're going to do with those 2 tablespoons of liqueur, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a tablespoon and we're going to put it into the orange zest, and the rest of it we're going to sprinkle over the raisins. You're going to mix the raisins. Then we're going to set this aside for the raisins to soak up your liqueur while we continue making the cheesecake. We're going to do the same thing here with the orange zest. And now we're going to separate the eggs. We're going to put the egg whites in the large bowl because later we're going to mix them using a hand mixer till they are stiff and form peaks. The egg yolks are going to be mixed in with the cheese. So, for the final step in preparing our ingredients to make the cheesecake, we're going to cream the farmer's cheese. But now I should mention, most farmer's cheese on the market do have salt added, but there are a few that do not. The one that I'm using here happens not to have salt added. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a generous amount of salt into it. Just like that. Okay. Now, to cream this farmer's cheese, you could do it 2 ways. The old-fashioned way, which is using a wooden spoon and just mashing it till it's nice and creamy, or we could use a hand mixer. Now the hand mixer comes in really handy, so we're just going to turn it on low and just clean just like that. Now you could actually do the whole cheesecake using the hand mixer, but I'm going to use both. I'm going to use the hand mixer to clean the farmer's cheese and to whip the egg white. And then I'm going to use my other mixer to combine all the ingredients to make the cheesecake. Oh, this is perfect. So now we are ready to start making the cheesecake. So here what I did in a large mixing bowl, I have combined the butter and sugar, and I have creamed it at a high speed. I have lowered the speed, and now I'm going to start adding the egg yolks. We want to add like one at a time. Vanilla. Next, the orange zest. That's been soaking in the liquor. Next, we're going to add the flour. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the speed just for a little while, just to blend everything. Now, this is a good time to turn the mixer off and scrape the bottom. So we make sure that everything continues to blend. You want to make sure you scrape the bottom of the bowl, because that's where everything tends to stick. There. We're going to turn the mixer on to medium and blend everything together. That looks good, so we're going to lower the speed because now we are ready to add the cheese. I'm going to add the cheese by a spoonful. The raisins. Next, we're going to increase the speed to high to make sure that everything gets blended. And while the mixer is blending everything, we're going to whip the egg white. But before we do that, I'm going to turn the mixer off. I'm going to make sure that I scrape the bottom. There. Make sure you scrape everything around the sides as well. Let's get everything right here from the paddle. There. Perfect. Alright, now let's get this up. Turn the mixer back on and let's go and whip the egg whites. So now we are ready to beat the egg white. Perfect. we are ready for our final step here. So now we are ready to combine the egg whites with the cheese batter. Now the way we're going to do this is delicately. You're going to slowly fold in the egg whites into the cheese mixture until they are well blended. So I like to do is bring my spatula from the bottom around and bring it around just like that. Now be patient, because you definitely want to blend in the egg whites well into the cheese batter there. So keep working till all the ingredients are well blended. There. Okay, that looks real good. Alright, so now we are ready to put the cheesecake batter into the cake form. So here I have my cake form, buttered and coated with breadcrumbs. Now we're going to pour the cheese batter right into the cake form. Scrape all the sides. Just believe me, you don't want to leave anything behind. There. And what I'm going to do, just spread it a little. What I like to do is just kind of lightly shake it, just like that. And now it's ready to be put into the oven. So this is what the cheesecake should look like once it's baked. Medium brown color.